Guys, hello, good afternoon. It is Terra Queen Jamila again, and I am back to discuss the most stalked zodiac signs of 2019. Make sure that on your way in you hit that thumbs up because they are really trying to oppress me. They're trying to oppress my views. It's been live streaming has been literal hell for me because I've had people all over the channel. I trusted a couple of moderators that blocked most of my live viewers. So it's just the way that it be sometime, okay? It's just how folks are. It is what it is. Okay, so the most stalked signs of 2019. We're going to get into who is the most stalked, and then we'll talk about why, and who was not the most stalked, and we'll talk about why with that. Now, first of all, this is not a competition of, because, there's a lot of people with a twisted, warped view of life, and for some reason, there are some people that are actually flattered by being stalked, but being stalked is not flattering. It's annoying. It's very annoying. And it's very, it can be psychologically damaging for a lot of people. Also mentally damaging, and it's just disgusting all around. It really is. But we know that these days we've got secret organizations that are actually paying people to stalk people. And I'm going to tell you why today. If you guys need to reach me for a private reading, The link to my website is below. And then I'll also be talking about tips of getting away from stalkers and giving them what they need, which is their work, okay? Because that ain't right. I feel like most stalkers are demonically possessed anyway. I do. So the data that I have is based upon the Your Stalker Unveiled readings that I did about a week ago. And those videos have been my most watched to date this year. And at the top of the list is, so how did I get this data? I got the data based upon the views of the video, which could include either the zodiac sign themselves, as well as the stalker and the cross watchers. Okay. All right. So who came in at number 1 is the Aries with 5.4 thousand views. Second place came in the Cancer, okay, with 4.7 thousand views. Third place is the Pisces. Pisces video had 3.8 thousand views to date. It's only been about a week since I uploaded these videos, okay? Scorpio was number 4 on the list, coming in with 3.2 thousand views. The Aquarius came in 5th place with 2.8 thousand views. The Capricorns came in 6th place with 1.9 thousand views. The Virgo came in 7th place with 1.9 thousand views, but Capricorn and Virgo looked tied almost, but the Capricorn had slightly a few more views than the Virgo. Sagittarius came in 8th place with 1.3 thousand views. The Tauruses came in 9th place with 1.1 thousand views. Geminis came in 10th place with 1.2 thousand views. Hold on, let me go back and look at Taurus. Actually, I'm sorry, y'all. We got to switch Gemini and Taurus. Geminis actually came in 9th place. So we got to switch that. Gemini is in 9th place, and then the Taurus is in 10th place. Libras came in 11th place with 877 views, and then the Leos came up in 12th place with 787 views, okay? Now, again, being stalked is not flattering. That's not a form of flattery, okay? Being stalked is actually very disrespectful, okay? It's actually extremely disrespectful because a person is not respecting your personal space. Now, like I said, there's some people that have very low self-esteem, and they seem to be mistaken that being stalked is something that is good, but it's not, okay? So Aries, I already got your cards laid out. The reason why you guys get stalked is, like I said, for your energy. More than likely, if you are an Aries, you're going to get stalked by an earth sign. Okay, so I can see an earth sign person, but then it also could be fire or air. A lot of you are being stalked for your creativity, your creative energy. It's about energy. You guys got the World card, the 3 of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Wheel of the Year, the 9 of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, Page of Swords, 10 of Swords, 7 of Cups, and the Strength card. So for a lot of you Aries, and let me quit using my throat chakra so hard. For a lot of you Aries, this is taking a mental toll on you because the 10 of Swords comes up. And many of you are being stalked by the people that you think you can trust. I feel like a lot of you guys have, somebody that is covertly stalking you. A lot of you are being stalked because you're in a third party triangle, love triangle with an earth sign. Some of you are being stalked by social media. Okay, a lot of you are being stalked by social media, and it's a group of people. And the reason why they're doing it, like I said, is because of your spiritual energy. It's probably going to be the case for a lot of the other signs, because when you can stalk somebody and when you can get them in an upset frame of mind, then you can feed off of them. Facts. I believe that most stalkers are demonically possessed, is what I believe. A lot of you Aries are really, really in a place where you may be tired all the time. If you are having any kind of fatigue, then it has something to do with your energy being stolen. Your energy is being siphoned from you. So this is the reason why they came up. Number one, probably having to do with your fire energy, but the Leos came in last place, and I'll talk about why. Okay. All right. Cancers. You guys came in second place for being the most stalked zodiac sign. Okay. And as a fellow Cancer, I don't even really have to throw the cards on this, but I will. But I can tell you the reason why people stalk the Cancer the most is because we represent the mothers of the zodiac. Aries kind of represents the fathers of the zodiac. Cancers represent the mothers of the zodiac sign. So a lot of people are looking for your heart chakra energy. Okay, for the Aries, people are looking for your Kundalini energy. For the Cancers, it's got a lot to do with your heart chakra. Spirit guides, ancestors, ascended masters, guardian angels. What's going on with the Cancers? Why are the Cancers being stalked so much? Why are they second place on the list? Or the number two most stalked, I guess you could say. I probably should have put it in a different order, like, you know, but then again, that would be indicating again that being stalked is something that should be flattering, but it's not. It's very annoying. Being stalked is very annoying. Why are the Cancers being stalked? All right, let's see what they got to say. Okay. So Cancers got the Ace of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, the Wheel of the Year, the King of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Tower card, the Five of Cups, the Fool card, the Justice card, and the High Priest. Very interesting. Again, there's people stalking you energetically. Okay, there's that energetic reason with the Ace of Pentacles and the Wheel of the Year. You can tell that a lot of you Cancers, for the most part, it's either a water sign or an air sign that seems to be stalking you. Now, if you're a Cancer and you're being stalked in social media, the Tower card comes up. So right next to it is the Five of Cups. So this is where a lot of people feel this connection with you, right? They feel a connection with you, and that's good. But I'm talking about a romantic connection that's actually not there. And when people find out that it's actually not there, then they become very, very disappointed, and they start throwing negative energy at you. Another thing that Spirit is telling me about the Cancers is their ability to start over, their ability to let go of people that are negative for them. And a lot of you guys end up with the judicial system being used against you. Not only the judicial system can be used against you, but also religious organizations. The High Priest comes up. It does have a lot to do with your heart chakra. Like I said, this is why the Five of Cups comes up. You radiate such a heartfelt energy force that people are drawn to you. Unfortunately, some of these people are not the best folks. Also, the King of Cups is telling me that you are a healer. Since healers, people that practice witchcraft, have been given such a bad name, they stalk you very angrily. It's not, stalking is never positive. Let me reiterate that again. A lot of you Cancers have really, really good luck. So that's another thing that they're after, because there's some people out there that just have really, really bad luck all the time. And so that's one of the reasons why the Wheel of the Year comes up, because again, it's all about the energy. A lot of you Cancers will try to seek help within the judicial system, but nothing is done, literally. And the reason why is because it's not necessarily their job to protect you from stalkers, but more so it's a spiritual thing. So you're going to see your best results by using esoteric knowledge and spirituality and witchcraft against stalkers, because a lot of you guys end up with stomach problems. You end up with either stomach problems or either heart problems. And see, this is because people are trying to use that energy. Especially personally as a Cancer, you know, there's somebody that I have stalking me in social media, right? She's one of the most evil people that you will ever meet in your life. But the way she's able to trick people is she's able to try to siphon energy from me so that she can use it. Because being a compassionate healer is, in fact, a spiritual gift that everybody doesn't possess. But if somebody wanted to exploit those gifts, they could. So this is the reason why the establishment, and I can see a lot of religious organizations doing this. And what cracks me up about organized religion is that they're supposed to have all the power in the world. So why are you stalking people in social media? Why are you doing that? Why are you stalking people in real life? If you're supposed to be all powerful and you're dealing with an all powerful God, then why would you need to be stalking people? For what? And trying to steal their energy. Also, Cancers have a very they have a very comely position, to where they just have this energy that's almost childlike, because they take things as it comes. Your resiliency is another reason, because a lot of people are not resilient. They'll have an issue and they'll be thinking about that issue 4 or 5 years later. I mean, literally will let one bad thing ruin their entire life or their entire week. That's not how Cancers are. Cancers are very resilient to this negative energy. So again, that's one of the other reasons, but mainly it's got something to do with your spiritual energy, which is tied to your heart chakra. Now I'm going to be doing a hangout today about the heart chakra. So make sure that y'all click the bell notifiers, because I want to talk to you guys about that. If you are a Cancer that feels angry, irritated, or depressed or sad, this has something to do with, you know, especially if you're being stalked, this is a sign that your heart chakra is being attacked, which can be very, very dangerous for your heart chakra to be attacked. Very dangerous. People should not be doing things like this. And our judicial system needs to quit allowing people to get away with this. Okay. All right. Moving on to the third in place. The third most stalked zodiac sign is the Pisces. You guys came in as number 3 on the list. Spirit guides, why is Pisces being stalked? What's the purpose? Just to let you guys know, your loved ones that are in your life, if they're stalking you, they're not loved ones. Those are agents. Nobody that truly loves you is going to stalk you and do things to harm you and then sit back and enjoy your pain, okay? So again, stop thinking that this is flattering, because it's not. And we're not talking about people that are following you in social media. We're talking about trolls. We're talking about people that are in the background, basically doing you dirty, okay? Why is the Pisces being stalked? What's going on here? What are they after? The Devil comes up, the Seven of Swords, the Star, the Two of Wands, the Temperance card, the Page of Pentacles, the Hermit, Seven of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Karma, or the Judgment card. So a lot of you Pisces, you guys got something real demonic that's stalking y'all. In fact, some of your own friends is plotting against you. This is either a earth sign person that's a Capricorn in particular, or either an air sign person that is an Aquarius, okay? And they just seem to enjoy watching you. I'm talking about watching you. Very important for you to cover up your windows, because folks will be watching, okay? I can see somebody that loves to come in through your window. You guys need to make sure that all of your windows can be locked, because sometimes these people can come in your house even when you're gone, okay? And I can definitely see that. Pisceans, the Star card comes up. So a lot of Pisces people have both good and bad energy that's sort of attached to them, because you know how the fishes are swimming in two different directions. So just like the Gemini, the Pisces, their energy can be double-sided, and they can be perceived as being double-sided as well. You can tell that a lot of you Pisceans go through changes to where your intimate partners will stalk you. And also people, I see good and bad in your reading. I will tell you that you guys do have guardian angels and stuff, because the Temperance card comes up. Hey, Catavia. But I feel like what it is to isolate you, as well as for some sort of competition. There's a lot of people that want the attention that you get. Okay, now to a stalker, in their mind, first of all, stalkers are criminals. They're participating in criminal activity. Rarely do criminals have an understanding of what they are doing and the fact that it's wrong. They have a total warped understanding. So they'll blame it on you, their lack of their own self-control. So you can tell that y'all got a lot of people that are just absolutely obsessed with you. They're obsessed with destroying you. They're obsessed with destroying your mind. They're obsessed with destroying your relationship. If they see you with somebody, they going right over to their altars and doing work on you so that your husband or your wife can leave you. So I can see a lot of people with that problem, especially if it's in social media and you're like posting pictures and videos of your husband or your boyfriends and stuff. You got somebody in the background, even though that person may have the same thing, but maybe they don't have the same thing that you have. Yeah, it is sad. It's very sad. Also, you can tell that a lot of you Pisceans have an earth sign that is really, really, really trying to oppress you. Like I said, this is about some kind of competition thing, but it's also trying to isolate you. I have done more readings for Pisces who have told me that they are in hermit mode. Pisces ain't supposed to be in hermit mode, because hermit is when you sitting still. I can see a lot of y'all sitting still for several years now. So a lot of y'all are sitting still. You guys are water, so you guys should be moving around, flowing like fluid. You guys should have a whole lot more fluidity, but unfortunately you don't, because there's somebody that literally, first of all, I feel like a lot of you have some past life transgressions that you're going through. So these are also spiritual stalkers that may be from another lifetime. So they feel that connection with you, and maybe you felt that connection, but the connection in the previous life was not good. It wasn't. Okay. And this is how underlining hatred can surface within people for you. Okay. Underlying hatred. So listen, you don't have to shake your head. Listen to what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that your connection with this person in this lifetime has to necessarily be bad, but they seem to turn bad is what they do. And they turn in the other direction. So with some of you guys, it's past life, but some of you guys, well, you know what? The karma card was the last card that came up because I threw 10 cards. Yeah, you probably know who it is, and you probably suspected that, VJ. But it's almost like you're being told to question your own intuition. Everybody is. A lot of you Pisceans are being stalked because somebody want to isolate you and treat you like a slave. They do. Anytime the shadow side comes up and the Hermit card, which the devil and the Hermit. If I were doing a private reading for you, the devil and the Hermit represents you being tied up with agents. I can see agents in this reading. And what these agents seem to have an intent to do is put you in like a prisoner in your own mind or in your own home. And this can be very dangerous because there's been some of you that have actually went off on these people and you done went to jail. It's a lot of Pisceans that are probably incarcerated because they were dealing with a stalker and it got the best of them. Okay. Now, in particular, when we're looking at gang stalking, that's something that is heavily talked about on YouTube. And see, gang stalking can have a disastrous effect on somebody's psyche. It can have a disastrous effect because you can feel all these energies being thrown at you. And you would think being stalked, that ain't nothing. Actually, it is. And a lot of your stalkers, they know exactly what their intent is. They know exactly what they're doing. And they just don't care because that is their goal, is to drive you insane, is to, kind of force you to do these inadvertent contracts, which can create more negative attachment in your life and more negative karma. This is why, and it's unfair, but this is why if you're dealing with stalkers, you have to get cleanses. Yeah, you do. Even if you're not participating. Okay, the fact that they are stalking you allows them to push their negative energy off on you. So I can definitely see somebody, especially whoever this Capricorn is, but it could be a Virgo. They've got some stuff going on and they kind of want to scapegoat onto you is basically what. So I feel like a lot of you Pisceans end up being the scapegoat in the situation as well. Okay. The advice is to get some kind of cord cutting and cleanse your aura because unfortunately this has caused people to perceive you as a bad person. Now that lets you know that you're dealing with some very powerful negative energies. If somebody can be a stalker of yours and then somehow the general public is believing that you're the bad person, flip that stuff back around on them folks. Hello? And a lot of Pisceans, I've actually heard Pisces people say, well, it is what it is. And yeah, it is what it is, but that doesn't mean that you have to accept that negative energy. And then it's also important for you to start transmuting that energy. Same difference. Okay. When somebody sends you negative energy, you can send it right on back to them. Send it right on back to them. And then also make sure, because a lot of times, in particular, the star card comes up. So this lets me know that there's a lot of Pisceans that are in important positions. And a lot of you can suffer with being lied on, false accusations against you. And see, that's where your spiritual work is going to come in. A lot of people will say, well, life is not fair and that's the way that it is. But why would you just accept that? Why would you just accept that based upon some kind of religious belief? That's what they want you to do. They want you to sit back and just accept it. I'd be doing something about it. You can't sit back and do nothing. Okay? Hold on, guys. Quick break real quick. Give me a minute. Okay, guys, I am back. We're going to move on to the fourth most stalked zodiac sign, which is the Scorpio. Scorpio came in fourth place as the most stalked zodiac sign. What I can sense already is that a lot of you Scorpios get stalked by your ex-lovers. It may be the way you're ending the relationships with them to where you don't give them closure. But that's not saying that that's your fault. You could do a little bit better in that avenue, but a person, look, everybody is responsible for their own behavior. Spirit guides, guardian angels, ascended masters. What's going on with the Scorpios? Why are they being stalked? Okay, what's going on with this? Why are they being stalked? A lot of y'all Scorpios are being stalked mainly because for a lot of you guys, you're either being stalked mainly by, I can see earth, water, air, and fire. A lot of y'all are particularly being stalked by either other Scorpios or either Cancers. I'm sorry. Yeah. Either other Scorpios or Cancers, or it could be a Pisces, or it could be an earth sign energy. I feel as though a lot of y'all Scorpios, y'all have like a can-do attitude, and there's some people out there, they just don't have that. So people become fixated on you because they're trying to figure out why you have the abilities that you have. You guys got the Seven of Pentacles. So if you guys are being promoted at your job, your coworkers is stalking you. At your house, I can see a lot of you Scorpios. Oh, Lord, this is a big one. A lot of y'all done had y'all flower beds messed up. Somebody done drove trucks over your lawn. If you go out there and rake your leaves, somebody will come by and they'll spread all the leaves back all over your property. This is happening with a lot of you Scorpios. I can see it. For some reason, That person just wants you to have problems. They want you to feel some type of way, but it's because whoever it is, they have extremely low self-worth. Okay, so that person is projecting. You guys got 7 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, the Tower. So I could really see a lot of y'all's homes being attacked. You'll come home and windows will be broke. And the first thing that you'll think is you'll blame kids, right? That's the first people that people blame. But you got to understand, even if a kid did that, more than likely an adult would have had led them that way. Okay, because I feel like a lot of y'all will say, oh, well, this stuff is happening because kids is doing. No, those kids are being taught by other adults. Okay, so you guys got 5 of Pentacles, the Tower, the Star. That's because you guys have a tendency towards success and you get a lot of attention. The Ace of Wands. A lot of y'all are dealing with family members as well that aren't doing so well. 10 of Pentacles comes up. This represents your spiritual energy, your money that's within your bloodline. Unfortunately, just because you got money in your bloodline doesn't mean that people in your family are going to be rich, and it doesn't mean that they're even going to be wealthy or well off. Because as a lot of you Scorpios can see, it's a lot of folks within your family that are around you that are not doing so hot. Guess what? That's their problem. You see what I'm saying? It's like you can talk until you blue in the face to try to give them ideas on what they're going to do. They just don't have the spiritual energy and the dedication that you have. You guys also got the Strength card, the 3 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. So a lot of you have these very, very fake exes. I told you guys about exes that are actually agents. Whether or not they are aware of it or unaware of it. Okay, so a lot of you Scorpios have had high blood pressure, probably even anxiety because of this. And this is your spirits trying to tell you something that, hello, something ain't right. A lot of y'all got folks even within your circle of friends that are betraying you, and they just kind of feel some type of way about you. A lot of you Scorpios, your biggest defense is going to be awareness, but then again, you have to learn how to transmute that energy. But for a lot of you, is going to be awareness. And then also, I feel as though a lot of you seem to be avoiding any disagreement with this. Like a lot of you are ignoring it. These are enemies that are within the spirit realm that you have to face. And unfortunately, some of your friends and your family members done fell under the influence of these specific enemies. Now, for them to even go there in the first place means that they had a total lack of respect for you anyway. You don't have to judge yourself based upon that. Stop judging yourself. Stop thinking that this has something to do with you. Now, if it's a lover that you broke up with and they can't stop thinking about you, it's probably because, like I said, they need closure that you did not give to them, but maybe because you don't have closure yet. So what good is stalking somebody going to do? Some of y'all got married and y'all left the husband or the wife, and they're using the fact that you left them as an excuse. But the real reason why they're doing it is because they're weak-minded. They are allowing themselves to be manipulated, and then that's coming across you. And a lot of y'all, instead of y'all having this good luck and these blessings, you're carrying energetically the energy of your stalkers. You're carrying that energy with you. So people perceive you as being a bad person. People perceive you in a way that they're not supposed to. This has led to you having financial losses. No. Okay, sorry about that, guys. This has led to financial loss, as well as mental problems, as well as health problems. So this is something that you guys are going to have to get in check, because whenever you go through that stalking experience, it just hits you like a ton of bricks. Spirits, what advice do you want to give to these Scorpios? The Strength card comes up, so this is all about the mind and the mindset. So yeah, Three of Wands comes up. This is where you need to take that energy and apply it towards your creativity, and learn how to transmute it. Don't internalize any of that, because a lot of you are you are internalizing that energy way too much, and it's making you look at yourself in a way that you shouldn't be looking at yourself. Okay. So a lot of you want prosperity. A lot of you want things, but see, you also have somebody, in particular an Aquarius or even a Sagittarius. I think the Tower is the Sagittarius, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, has an association with the Sagittarius. But it may be more than one sign that is associated with the Tower. I don't know. I feel Sagittarius for some reason. Or maybe even Aries. You got to get your third eye together, Scorpio, because what this does is this does change your perception of the world. And then it also changes your perception of yourself, because a lot of y'all almost feel like you deserve it, but nobody deserves that. Nobody. Nobody deserves to be stalked and watched and harassed every single day. Make sure that y'all hitting the thumbs up, because this is very triggering to people that have been raised to stalk people, and they have cognitive dissonance breakdowns on my channel all the time, because I'm the truth. All right, moving on to the Aquariuses. Aquariuses came in 5th place as the most stalked zodiac sign of 2019. Spirit guides, what's going on with the Aquariuses out there? Why are they being stalked? What's going on? Why, what, and who? Because there's got to be a higher purpose for that. There's a lot of people that definitely are just puppets, and then, you know, they can be used against you. What's going on with the Aquariuses? Why are they being stalked? Why are they doing this to the Aquariuses? Why? Five of Swords, Three of Swords, Eight of Wands, the World card, the King of Wands, the Hermit, the King of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Death card. So a lot of you Aquariuses have a natural spiritual gift of mediumship, mediums, because in my opinion, Aquariuses are always between this world and the other world. Okay, so you guys have spirits, whether or not they're negative or positive, and I can see a lot of negative spirits that love to attached to you. They just love to puppeteer you. Five of Swords and the Three of Swords and the Eight of Wands tells me that there is either a air sign first, a fire sign second, or either it could even be an earth or a water sign. But I can see a lot of y'all got this very negative water sign that seems to be stalking you. I feel like a lot of you guys need to gain some closure on something, like when you just close something out. Like when you say, okay, I'm done with this. I don't want this. A lot of y'all need closure, and y'all need to start exploring more, because I know a lot of y'all Aquariuses love to travel. Don't travel just because you feel pushed out of your home. Don't allow people to manipulate you. I can sense a group of people that love to manipulate you. Now, this is also what Spirit is telling me, is that there's spiritual gifts that you have of empathism as well. And this entity wants you to use that empathism for negative purposes. And a lot of you will be seduced by that, okay? And then it ends up changing your life, probably not for the better, but for the worse. The Hanged Man came up right after the Death card. So a lot of you Aquariuses are in positions, and I can see this heavily for a lot of you, to where a lot of you are possibly being manipulated through your mind to do certain things. You act before you think, and then you end up, being accused of something, and then you won't even really have any memory of it. You'll kind of be like, what? And so a lot of people will look at you like, what in the world? You'll do something, and then you'll come right back and tell other people not to do what you do. But then again, you do it all the time. So I feel as though a lot of you sort of have a tendency to see others' behavior, but you don't really see your own. But I feel like this is where this is some kind of systematic thing. And especially with the Hanged Man coming up in the reading, I can see a lot of Aquariuses committing crimes, whether or not it's civil or criminal. And, this is because you need to strengthen up your third eye, because there's people that will use you for their purpose. And then you end up catching heat for it. I feel that strongly that a lot of you Aquariuses end up catching negative energy and heat for it, but you can't play victim when it comes to that, because you got to strengthen up your mind, especially if you are a medium or an empath. And see, mediums and empaths can be manipulated a lot. I can see people even in your inner circle that are manipulating you, pretending to be your friend and pulling the wool over your eyes constantly, but in the background attacking you. And like I said, I believe that when you have a dangerous stalker or somebody that wants to do harm to you, then there's some sort of, because I don't believe that most human beings would just do that. I believe that this is negative entities that are using people to harm other people. So I'll always feel that way. Now, there's some people that I just feel are bad people. Those are the people that are the principal, because some of these folks walking around here ain't human. They don't even know how to behave like a human. You can even tell by the way they talk. No other human being would talk that way. It's unbelievable. It's almost like a movie. So what is this I'm watching? Is this even real? Whenever somebody just behaves totally unreal, you got to question that person. You have to be like, what? This has got to be unreal. This is just what in the world? And usually if it is just unreal, it's something else that's happening. Okay, so y'all need to really be careful, because y'all guys will be the fall guy and the sacrifice for something else. And if you know that, then do something about it. And you repeating that behavior ain't going to do nothing. Now, you can do spiritual work on your stalkers, absolutely. If you get to the point where you know the truth and you're facilitating that end, though, then something is wrong. Capricorn is the 6th most stalked sign in the zodiac, the Capricorns. What's up, cappuccinos? Spirit guides, why are the Capricorns being stalked? What guidance do you want to give us on that? Okay, what is the higher reason for that the spirit is using these people? No, I wouldn't want to be used for that purpose. You'll look up 5 years later and several years of your life done went by. What's up with the Capricorns? Why are they being stalked? What's going on? Okay. So a lot of you guys, you got the Queen of Swords, the Wheel of the Year, the Star card, the 7 of Pentacles, the Empress, which means that it's your own mama doing it. The 10 of Cups, meaning that there's feminine energy within your family, maybe even masculine. Ace of Wands, 3 of Wands, the Strength card, and the Page of Cups. Oh, there's a couple of spirit guides. Oh, there's 3 of them. Okay, interesting. A lot of you Capricorns are being stalked by somebody that identifies themselves as being an air sign, in particular a Aquarius or either a Libra. There is an earth energy as well, the Empress, which represents the Taurus. But it could be any zodiac sign. Y'all could have earth, air, fire, or water. You got somebody calling and hanging up, texting you from all these weird numbers. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Don't date a stalker, because they'll end up, you know, that energy will rub off on you. A lot of you Capricorns are being stalked, however, for your money, for your blessings. The Wheel of the Year came up for you guys. So a lot of y'all Cappies that are doing dirt bad, a lot of y'all that are doing dirtball bad financially, you shouldn't be. But you got somebody that's taking your shine and you're letting them do it. And you're wondering how they're doing it. It's called witchcraft. A lot of y'all Capricorns have a really natural healing energy around you. And so that's another reason that Caps get stalked. And also it's funny how the top 6 are listed as the most powerful, some of the most powerful zodiac signs. However, Virgo came in 7th place, which Virgo was listed amongst that list. So maybe it needs to be updated. Hold on a minute. Okay. A lot of you guys have, a lot of Capricorns have a tendency to get a lot of attention. A lot of notoriety. A lot of y'all have natural abilities, singing, dancing, acting, painting, writing. Somebody else wants that energy. Now, those of you that are being stalked by your mama and your sisters, your mama don't have the right to stalk you when you a grown person. When you a child, yeah, it can be moon and rising. Yes, it can. Look at those too. That's why I always tell people to listen to their moon and their rising and even their Venus sign. A lot of you that are being stalked by your mother, this is really, really sad. Spirit is definitely saying that a lot of you have not only been stalked, but even held back a bit because you have a very competitive parent, which is ridiculous. You can't call yourself a parent if you're competing with your children. And see, you're teaching the children to do that. Okay. A lot of you Capricorns need to protect your Kundalini energy as well as your third eye. And then also start transmuting that energy, in particular for those of you who your love life has been affected. There is a such thing as people stealing your energy. This is one of the problems that I do have with witchcraft sometimes. Because witches are supposed to have power. They're not supposed to be sucking energy from other people. But for example, if you get a lot of attention and you've got a pick of a bunch of good people, then that person is going to come and say, well, I want what they got, and I'm going to try to use it. But, you know, people that do stuff like that, they're very messy. They, you know, because they're not you. Those are innate abilities that are inside of you. Okay. You got a couple of lovers here. This Page of Cups, this King of Wands, and then the King of Swords came up with the Two of Cups. So a lot of you do have romantic stalkers, but again, a lot of this is highly being encouraged by the people that you trust the most. Now, I will tell you that with a lot of y'all Capricorns, y'all are extremely strong, and you have a lot of spirit guides around you that you do actually call to. You've got ancestors around you that you actually call to. So to be honest with you, your stalker has really not had much of an effect on you. But see, that pushes them even further to do the effery that they do. But the one thing that I want to tell you, if you're feeling as though you're not manifesting what you want, then it is within your right to move on and reroute yourself, because you yourself has sat back and watched your own mother stalk people, and you sitting up there looking like, what? Why are you stalking people? That's so weird to me. But see, just like people that, you know, enjoy certain activities that I'm not going to bring up, you know, a normal mind is not going to really have an understanding. So stalkers out the gate create a cognitive dissonance, because, you know, if your brain does not recognize, and I do feel that a lot of you have been affected by this and afflicted by this for a very, very long time, to where you went through a healing process, and a lot of you made this discovery about yourself because you guys were in a position to, a lot of you were sort of put in a position, and this is where it's very unfair, because some of the higher ups won't do anything about it. And some of you, it's so that you can find your spiritual path, but there's a lot of people that can literally be torn down from this, to where, you know, you'll load your gun and you'll shoot at folks that's coming by. But see, this is how stalkers get you. So you cannot come out of yourself, because that's how they get you. They'll get you to do something crazy and cray. And then the next thing you know, you're in trouble for it. So the Strength card comes up to remind you that this is, in fact, a way to get you to come off of your high vibration, go low, and then harm others, okay, that probably either don't deserve it, or you'll do something that can land you in a position to where you'll be in trouble with the law, or your sanity will be questioned. That's pretty much what stalkers do. They stalk you and stalk you and stalk you. And then if they are able to tear down your mind, then they say, oh, look at what I was able to do. Just weird people, very weird. But it's weird because it's all happening spiritually, okay? And we got to deal with this. We can't keep avoiding it, because it's the reason why they created organized religion, so that they could avoid it and so that people could take advantage of the situation. Exactly what they do. Okay. We're going to move on to the 7th most stalked zodiac sign, which is the Virgos. We're going to see what's going on with that. Let me light my incense. Alrighty. Spirit guides, ancestors, ascended masters, guardian angels. What's up with the Virgos? Why are they being stalked? Most of y'all is going to be the same thing, but some of y'all are not dealing with it very well. Why is Virgo being stalked? What's going on? Okay. Yeah, hold on a minute. Oh, okay. All right. So a lot of you Virgos are either being stalked by a fire sign, an air sign, or either a water sign. Okay, now some of y'all are being stalked by earth signs, and this is going to be more than one earth sign. This is a group. It's causing a lot of you Virgos anxiety. Okay, a lot of y'all are being stalked, even by your own family members. You can see this because you haven't quite broken free, or either you're trying to break free. You guys got the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Ten of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, the High Priest, the Three of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. So a lot of you Virgos are possibly being stalked by a religious organization, some kind of religious sect, because I guess stalking is what God told them to do. It's causing you a lot of anxiety. You have anxiety attacks. Makes you very codependent on people that actually are not protecting you from it, but are possibly exploiting you. A lot of you have past life stalkers. Whoever this earth sign person is, they really don't want to let you go. Now, Spirit is telling me, Virgo, that for a lot of you, you have a negative relationship when it comes to money. You have to have a positive relationship with money. And you can't necessarily, you know, a lot of you guys will sort of become powerless because a lot of you have fears when it comes to stepping outside of the box and, you know, saying, I don't care about what people think of me. The High Priest card is a very spiritual card that says a lot. It says a lot. It does. The High Priest can be anything from you caring about if people accept you, which, listen, a person that doesn't even accept themselves, why do you care about them accepting you? So it's like you do care about what people think of you, but you can't care about what people think of you because people are going to think what they think of themselves. You know, there's a lot of people, about 80 to 90%. Well, I don't want to say 80 or 90%, probably about half people on this world. They have a blocked or calcified third eye. So instead of them being able to look at themselves, they have to look and project off to other people. But a lot of those negative energies are being projected, and it is creating intimacy issues as well as heart problems for a lot of you Virgos. Also, relationship problems. Some of y'all have been married and divorced or either separated, and you got married in a church, and you got married under the guise of someone else who had bad energy. That's why I said I'll never get married in a church with a pastor or a preacher that has 17 demons on them. When I get married, it's going to be me and him in a field marrying ourselves. So a lot of people don't really understand this. They just want to fit into society. Well, it was never your job to fit into society. You don't need to fit in, Virgo. They need to get in where they fit in with you. And see, this is another thing when you're dealing with people that aren't equally yoked. You can't be several people at once. You just need to be yourself. Now, some of you are being stalked by people from the past. A lot of you are actually having a past life regression and transgression, or maybe even negative memories from your childhood. Some of you have a job that you used to work at and they're stalking you. They have a whole department. Okay. They have a whole entire department that stalks their ex-employees. Probably because they want to see if you're going to blow the whistle. Blow the whistle about what? Who will ever know? There's a lot of people that are extremely paranoid because maybe they felt like you left the company because you found out something, but really you left the company to start your own business and to better yourself. But what they doing is they stalking you. Some of y'all, like I said, you're being stalked by either a witch, a warlock, or even some of you might be getting stalked by the judicial system, possibly. But a lot of you, it's a religious organization. And I think that's real sad. You know, they actually exposed a couple of these religions for doing that. And I think this is what's going to be the downfall of a lot of religious organizations. I feel like a lot of them are, and I'm not saying that I've done, because a lot of people look at me like the enemy, but this is stuff that the universe is creating and doing to a lot of these organizations. A lot of you are being stalked for your energy so that people can use your energy, but mainly it has something to do with your ability to have compassion is why you're being stalked. So it's almost like an experiment. For all of this to be going on, it's almost like we had a group of very evil, diabolical aliens that are literally just doing experiments on us. How will this person react? And if they become destroyed, oh, well, tough titty, you know, they should have been stronger. And that's literally the way that it is out there. So you can either let it destroy you or you can fight back. Heart chakra is very important because when your heart chakra is messed up, this is going to mess up every other area of your body. When your heart chakra is messed up. Okay, this can have a negative effect over your sacral, your root chakra, your solar plexus, especially, but mainly your heart chakra, and then even your mind, because a lot of y'all are seriously having some big time anxiety because of it. Okay. Let's look at the 8th most stalked zodiac sign, which is the Sagittarius. You guys are, y'all come up as the 8th most stalked zodiac sign. Spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels for the Sagittarius. This is mainly your sun sign, guys. You can look at your moon and rising for extra information, but this is mainly for the sun sign. Because any kind of stalking, harassment that is occurring, it is an energy game. Okay. And it looks like for the Virgos, they get in your energy because they causing you to actually have big time anxiety. Okay. Spirits. But let's move on to the Sagittarius. Probably the same for the Sagittarius as well. What's going on with the Sagittarius? Why are they being stalked? What's going on? Like I said, a lot of times your ex-lover, not all the time, but a lot of time an ex-lover that is stalking you, they work for somebody else, they're agents. You have a normal ex, more than likely either you've done something in the relationship, maybe they done something, and they'll just leave well enough alone. But a lot of y'all got these folks that are actual and literal empty seaters for whatever. Okay. What's up with the Sagittarius? Okay. The Magician, the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Sun card, Queen of Swords, Page of Cups, Page of Wands, Three of Pentacles, and the Death card. So you guys got a magician on your back. This person knows your power, even if you don't. And it's caused a lot of financial trouble, whoever this magician is. They've been able to trick you to the point of getting you to feel some type of way about yourself. And the Five of Pentacles represents when somebody is sort of lost. And it's when a magician or somebody else that is manipulating you can bring down your vibrations and make you feel some type of way about yourself. Okay. Ace of Pentacles comes up, definitely lets me know that there is money as well as energy involved. You guys got the Magician, the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, which is a very powerful spirit guide. And why would you be trying to make somebody's spirit guide turn over to you? That's so weird to me. There are some people that are so devoid that they'll try to use your actual spirit guides. They'll try to steal your spirit guides. The Queen of Swords. A lot of you Virgos are being stalked by either, could be a fire sign, which is either your father or your child. An air sign, Page of Cups, or either the Page of Wands. This person seems to be calling you all the time. Calling your phone so much that you can't help but answer it because you kind of believe it's going to be some sort of resolution. But to be honest with you, Virgo, you just really got to end the association and cut ties with this person, or either cut ties with whatever the negative energy is, because negative energies and negative spirits will attach to people that you know. So you'll have somebody perfectly normal. A lot of y'all got that Black Widow effect over y'all. There's somebody here that seems to be stalking a lot of you Virgos that knows that you're either very cherished by your parent as well, and they don't like that very much. They don't like it. I feel like a lot of you Virgos, though, have taken the upper hand in the situation. But if you are still having bad luck when it comes to money, a lot of you have a hex on you, and all of it is a hex. The way we living in this world is hex, because there's no way that we can facilitate any kind of happiness, peace, and tranquility on this earth with this kind of crap going on. And it starts with each and every individual taking responsibility for the energies that are after them will help other people as well, because other people are either directly affected or indirectly affected by, you sort of rolling over for these folks. Also, I feel like a lot of you are being stalked by entities. And a lot of these entities were put on you by magicians. Okay, which magicians do have the power to do that. A lot of y'all need to cut ties with it, or you need to change how you react to it. This has caused breathing difficulties, stomach pains, bowel problems, health problems. Because again, as unfair as it sounds, when you are dealing with negative people, you are still dealing with their karma. So this is the reason why my cleanses, they sell like hotcakes. And the reason why is because, unfortunately, when you got somebody on you like that won't go away, they'll keep transferring your negative energy. And when you respond in a negative way, you've got to clear your negative karma of that. And a lot of people are not doing that. So this is why it is affecting you financially. Okay. Felt like I was talking to the Virgos, but that was for Sagittarius. I'm sorry. All right. Geminis come in 9th place as the most stalked. Spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels, ascended masters. What's going on with the Geminis? Why are they being stalked? Okay, a lot of you Geminis are being stalked by either a water sign or a fire sign, in particular a Scorpio. And the fire sign is in particular a Sagittarius. Some of you are being stalked by a lover who is a water sign. Okay, now the cards that you got, the death card, the 9 of Wands, tells me that there is possibly family members. The Knight of Cups comes up, the Hanged Man, the 9 of Cups, the 3 of Swords, the 4 of Swords, which means that you need to disconnect from that energy, get you some rest. Otherwise, it's going to start creating problems within your mind and your energy. The 4 of Swords, the Sun, the 7 of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. So you got some folks that have some really, really ill and foul intent towards you. First of all, a lot of you Geminis do have a tendency to be able to see into other worlds. So a lot of you are actually mediums. Okay, a lot of you are mediums, which a medium is very different from a psychic. So just because you're a medium doesn't mean that you are a psychic medium. It just means that you're a medium. So a lot of y'all are the puppets. The Hanged Man comes up. You're a puppet. Okay, it's very easy to get into your mind because you guys are all about the mind. Okay. A lot of you guys are all about the mind. Air sign people are some of the most manipulated signs out there. It's very, very easy to manipulate an air sign, fire sign, water sign, and then earth sign, in that order. If you are an air sun sign, you guys are more than likely to be manipulated. Okay, so this is why this is doing this. Somebody just wants to kind of use you an example for their own purpose. Okay. Now I can sense a relationship for a lot of you. There's a relationship that ended and this person is angry. They just want to create strife and problems in your life. And that is because you haven't really recognized this, because, you know, you can be very blind. The Hanged Man is somebody that is pretty much blinded. They can't really see. A lot of you have even had legal trouble because of it. Some of you guys are being stalked by certain spirits. Could be your mother or your father for some of you. But a lot of you are dealing with, in particular, a fire sign that really wants to just destroy you as a person and destroy your life. Okay, it seems like there's a lot of you that have prosperity because the 9 of Cups comes up. So this is the reason why, you know, whenever these occurrences happen, your heart start beating real fast, don't it? Start beating real fast and you be wondering what's wrong. Why is my heart beating out of my chest? That's because they're siphoning energy from your heart chakra. Gemini people are some of the most understood zodiac signs. They are very loving. But on the flip side, they can be very evil. And the evil part comes in either, you know, it's all your responsibility because I don't care what you say. If you allowing somebody to manipulate you, it's your fault. Okay, you the one that need to look at yourself. But at the end of the day, this is what's happening. And awareness is one of the biggest things. So a lot of you end up with a lot of heartbreak in your life because you're being manipulated by people, other people that are being controlled by spirits. And then a lot of you will say, well, I don't even believe in that. What? Yeah, you do. So some of y'all will be practicing witchcraft while at the same time saying you don't believe in it. And I'm gonna tell you something. The higher ups that are over witchcraft cannot stand that. Somebody that will use witchcraft and then say they don't really believe in it. So that's a big no-no. You gotta, if you're gonna be in witchcraft, you gotta go all the way into it. Otherwise, you're gonna constantly be miserable with a cognitive dissonance, because one day you want to be a witch, the next day you want to be a sheep. That ain't gonna work. Hey, Five Blessed, hello. A lot of you seem to have a very negative perception of yourselves and the world as well. But the problem is not the world. The problem is you, because you are not understanding why. Like I said, Gemini, you came in 9th place being stalked. And I feel like a lot of Geminis have a perception that being stalked is some kind of form of flattery. Since when? That's not no form of flattery. Somebody may try to convince you that they're flattering you, but in reality, they stealing from you. Okay? The Sun card represents the potential for great success, but I feel as though whatever this is that's happening spiritually, especially with the Hanged Man coming up, this tells me the judicial system, a lot of you Geminis are fighting against that, or either something that is systematic. So just keep in mind that with the stalker readings, a lot of people don't understand that it's not just your stalker, it is some sort of higher, and they're not really higher, because somebody that would do that to you is pretty bad. But I feel like sometimes, and this goes for all signs, that it's an initiation, it's a test. Okay, because that's really what this reality is all about. It's about tests. Knight of Wands is telling you to utilize that energy, or either use esoteric, because the Magician card was after the Knight of Wands. So a lot of you are definitely being contacted by spirit guides that are telling you to use witchcraft to alleviate the situation. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with using witchcraft. One minute you think witchcraft is amazing, and the next minute, look, you're going to have to make up your mind. Okay? But at the least, protect yourself and protect your energy. All right, the Taurus came in 10th place as the most stalked zodiac sign. Spirit guides, what's up with the Tauruses? Why are they being stalked? Why are the Tauruses being stalked, spirits? Ascended masters, guardian angels, spirit guides. What's going on with that? Got 3 aces. Okay, you guys got the Page of Swords, the Hermit, which lets me know that it's either an air sign person or either a Virgo earth sign in particular that's stalking you. Some of you may have a water sign that's stalking you, the King of Cups. But you got the Page of Swords, the Hermit, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the King of Cups, the Two of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Moon card, and the Page of Cups, which is the Five of Swords. So I definitely do feel that a lot of you guys are, needing help in a couple of different areas. So I feel like spirit guides, I feel like this is all a blessing for a lot of you Tauruses. I feel as though, and see, I'm the same way because I have a Taurus Venus. So whatever somebody does to me, I don't care what it is. I transmute that energy. I put that energy into my creativity. So if somebody ever does anything to harm me, I take that energy and I put it into my work. And that's what spirits want you guys to start doing. Okay. A lot of you have a lot of blessings, especially with the Ace of Cups. But then this Moon card comes up. And so you can tell that, stuff just kind of gets weird sometimes for the Taurus. Like people just kind of start acting weird. And see, you are mentally aware of that, which is why Taurus can be very forgiving lovers and very forgiving friends, because a lot of Tauruses do have a deep level of understanding for why actual people do what they do. But then again, you have to decipher real from fake. There's a lot of fake people out there. Somebody trying to separate you, Taurus, from your good energies and your spirit guides. It's almost like if you have an imaginary friend as a child and then you got another friend that's like 10 years old and they want to take that imaginary friend, which, makes no sense, but it happens. Okay. That's just crazy to me. But a lot of y'all do have that issue big time. What you have to do, Taurus, and I feel like a lot of you are doing it, but I feel like there's a very negative influence that comes in with the Moon card. I feel like Spirit is saying to protect your mind. Start protecting your mind. You'll have a lot less problems. You have a lot less energy problems. You have a lot less emotional problems. You have a lot less mental problems if you start to discover this and discover this about yourself. And this can go for all of the signs, because there's always a reason for everything. Okay. Moving on to the Libras. Libras came in at number 11, most stalked zodiac sign. Spirit guides, why are the Libras being stalked? What's going on with that? Like I said, it's going to be about the same thing for all of the air signs except for the Aquariuses. But the Gemini and the Libra are some of the most manipulated. What's going on? Ascended Masters, Guardian Angels. What's going on with the Libra? What higher force or lower force is stalking them? Okay, a lot of you Libras have a water sign, which is either a Cancer, an earth sign that is trying to exploit you, or either an air sign that doesn't want you to see this. Let me tell you what you guys got. You guys got the Chariot. You got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas. The Chariot, the Six of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Death card, the Magician card, the Fool card, the Moon card, the Page of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, and the Five of Wands. So at the top of that list is exploitation. somebody exploiting you. The Six of Pentacles does represent blessings, okay? Blessings. You do have a magician that definitely is manipulating you. A lot of you Libras are natural telepaths and mediums and even psychics. So again, there's an exploitation of your spiritual gifts that is being done to you. It's being ushered in by the only court card that came up in this reading is the Page of Pentacles. So this is an earth sign person that you definitely can't trust. This person is constantly communicating with you your shortcomings, and you can tell. And then what it does is it creates a because their intent is to fool you. Creates sort of a disconnection from your emotions, which causes problems with those around you and your loved ones. They don't really feel that you care. In fact, a lot of you Libras will give more attention to your stalkers and actually be a little flattered by it than to actually do what you got to do to alleviate this problem in your life. You know, like I said, this is a very spiritual occurrence, is what you're experiencing. It's something very spiritual. So the higher purpose of this, like a lot of people, is to trick you out of using your own power for yourself. Be careful with people that identify themselves as Libras, because it could be a trick to fool you, to put a negative influence over on you. So that's why you got people, hyper aware of what's going on. But then again, that awareness is there's a lot of information that you don't know, as indicated by the Eight of Swords. A lot of y'all do have people that are jealous of you. But I feel like that is a manifestation of trickery. It is not flattering for people to be jealous of you. Why do people think that? That's negative energy. Why would you need that to validate you? You don't need that to validate you, people being jealous of you. What validates you is how you see yourself and whether or not you're making a connection with who you truly are. A lot of y'all need to move past this. When we were 5 years old, we would be in the sandbox and a boy would throw dirt in your eye. But at some point, you're going to have some kind of growth from that experience, because, that's not love. A lot of people will in particular, Libras will equate abuse with love, and that's not what love is. Okay. Last but not least is the Leo. Spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels. What's going on with the Leo? Why is the Leo being stalked? Why and by who and what purpose? Guardian angels, ascended masters. Okay. Let's see what we got. A lot of you Leos are either being stalked by a fire sign person, which could be your mama, an earth sign person, an air sign person, or either a water sign person, in particular a Cancer. Could be a hermit, which is an earth sign person. Could be a Virgo, I'm sorry. Could be a Virgo because the Hermit came up. You guys got 5 major arcanas: the Empress, the Moon, the High Priestess, the Fool, and the Hermit. And then you got the King of Wands, the 9 of Cups, the 6 of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the 2 of Cups. I think one of the reasons why Leos are one of the most least stalked is because Leos have a very powerful, not only are Leos very intelligent, but they also are very powerful. So a lot of y'all Leos got people that are stalking you very covertly. They are watching everything that you do, and they're kind of trying to dismantle. A lot of y'all got a lot of false friends around you that literally when you see a problem, it's their doing, but it's your fault and your responsibility because you're allowing it and you don't see it. Okay. I'd rather have 2 or 3 real friends than 50 100 fake friends. Now, a lot of people that are the High Priestess, you have a problem with that. And it's not necessarily fake friends, but it's people that have spiritual problems, and they're looking for answers. So I feel like a lot of you Leos need to continue to teach and continue to teach that lesson, even if it's in silence. The Empress comes up, which lets me know that somebody can see your spiritual gifts or either your money and your prosperity, and they want to take it from you. That's why a lot of people are asking you to borrow money. Now, how are people going to actually ever make any kind of change within themselves if they're constantly, falling back on you? A person would not discover their own power or either the problem. Okay, because there's a lot of people that have spiritual problems, but they would choose to ignore these things and say, oh, well, I don't believe in it. A lot of you are being stalked because of your ability to lead others. And then also, I can see telepathy. A lot of y'all actually have lovers from a past life that is stalking you, or either somebody from the past, which still relates to the past life. There may have been problems in that life that were unresolved, and that spirit is affecting people. And see, this is what I want to tell y'all. The people that are empty seaters, the people that just sort of sit there and they play victim, but they also play puppet to that situation, which I can see that a lot of you Leos, it's your mother. Okay, and that's very shocking to find out that your mama is stalking you and that your mama really ain't your friend. That's very hurtful. So if you can't trust your mama, the first thing that you want to do is you want to, separate yourself. You want to isolate yourself, but that's actually the wrong thing to do. King of Pentacles is saying to be confident and go out there and get what you got to get. Because a lot of y'all Leos feel like everybody is bad, but that's a subconscious blockage. I feel like a lot of you Leos do have love that's out there and balance and the things that you want and the happiness that you want. But you got to stop allowing other people to trick you, and you got to stop allowing other people to do work on you. The High Priestess does let me know that there's somebody that's doing spiritual work on you. And yeah, they do want your, listen, there are 2 types of spiritualists in this world: the people that have and the people that don't have. And there's some people that have, but they don't necessarily appreciate what they do have and use it. They want more. There's greedy people. I want more. They don't understand how to go inside of the situation and actually change it themselves, but you do. And you have that power, and you just want to continue to stay true to your heart and lead by example. Okay. Let's throw some oracle cards real quick. Let's see what oracle messages the spirits have for you guys. Like I said, if you guys are in need of spiritual guidance, I am your spiritual guide. I am not biased in any way. Okay, in any way. Not against anybody. I have no biasness against people. So you guys can reach me for guidance, okay? Oracle, what messages do you have for the Aries, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aquarius, Capricorn, Virgo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Taurus, Libra, and Leo? Zodiac signs probably should be listed in that order, with Aries being the number one. Okay, they already are the first zodiac sign that's in the zodiac, okay? Aries, you've got spirit guides that are telling you that you are a healer and you can also heal from this situation. And then also there's possibly be compassionate about the situation, okay? Whatever the situation is, you want to have that understanding, that higher understanding, because this is higher learning of self. You are a healer. That's why the healer card came up for you guys. The Cancers got Archangel Gabriel. It's very funny how Archangel Gabriel is the only female archangel, and she resides over children and women. She helps women and children that are going through pregnancy, childbirth, maybe even infertility. So you want to call on Archangel Gabriel for guidance in this situation, okay, in whatever situation that you're in. So you want to invite her in so that you can start to increase your awareness around this situation so that you can have a better perception of who you are and what's going on. The Pisces people got the Sun goddess. So I feel like a lot of you have a spirit guide that is telling you that no matter how down the situation is, that you can rise from the ashes like a phoenix. Okay, and then you also want to maybe do some yoga, maybe step outside and get a little bit more fresh air. And then a lot of you guys, you guys need to work on your Kundalini, because your Kundalini is life. That's the breath of life, because I feel like a lot of y'all are being sucked dry. Scorpios, you guys got the throat chakra. So y'all need to do some throat chakra healing and be careful, because that seems to be the main target. This can be people that may have done things to you in your childhood that want you to shut up about it. So this is why a lot of you Scorpios are having throat chakra problems. You're having a lot of hoarseness. A lot of you are experiencing metabolism problems. And the reason why is because your throat chakra is being afflicted. Okay. Aquarius has got the water elemental. So a lot of you guys are going to have to start to flow more on your emotional side and not just your analytical side, and start feeling. Start focusing more so on your feelings and the value of processing your emotions the correct way. This is how you're going to start the process of healing yourself. And yeah, you do need to heal, because if you don't heal, then that's where you can get all these health problems from. So if somebody tells you, oh, you don't need to heal, you just need to be a slave, don't listen to them, okay? The Capricorn's got the rest card at the day's end, rest. So Capricorn, stop holding on to things. When you're off of work, do your meditation, open up your sacred space, do your meditation, whatever it is that you need to do to get your mind off of things. And then also connecting with nature is one of the biggest things that you can do. Okay. Virgos, you guys got Archangel Raphael that came up as a spirit guide. So a lot of you guys need to start inviting Archangel Raphael, which I think that Archangel Raphael sort of, changes himself into Jesus. I don't know why Archangel Raphael reminds me of Jesus a lot. In fact, that's kind of who I really think that Jesus was an angel. Okay. A lot of people will say that Jesus didn't exist, or, these certain deities didn't exist, but they all existed. And we just have to learn coexistence. Okay. Sagittarius, you guys got the spirit awakens. Okay. So you need to find your soul purpose, find out what your purpose is. And once you find out that purpose, then you'll start to go down the correct direction, the correct road. Okay. Hold on, guys. I got a loose one. What are you doing, little cutie? You just always harassing me. Okay. So a lot of you Sagittariuses need to find out and dig deep into what your soul purpose is, because I feel like as a whole, Sagittariuses have a problem with finding their purpose and then sticking with it. Geminis, you guys got the reach for your dreams card, so don't ever give up on your dreams. A lot of you Geminis seem to have given up on your dreams and your ambitions. Stop doing that. Just because somebody else was not able to manifest what they wanted doesn't mean that that's the reality for everyone else, because everybody else's reality is going to be different. Okay. The Taurus has got the wheel of life, responding to change, as well as uncovering those hidden blessings that you have in your life. So if any of you Tauruses are having financial difficulty, you need to start looking at it more so, instead of thinking that everything is physical, instead of thinking that just because your parents didn't have nothing, you can't have nothing, doesn't mean that that's the case for you, because you can see beyond that. Okay. So start looking at the blessings that you have. And then also understand that there's going to be changes in life, and just kind of flow with those changes. Okay. The Libras got the moon goddess. So a lot of you guys have a spirit guide here, which reminds me of the triple goddess, which represents your fears. It represents your negative subconscious blockages. And it represents the moon energy and going through the phases of your life and then continuing that phase. Just because you were in a phase when you were 4 years old doesn't mean that if you're in your 20s or 30s, you should be going through these same phases. Then also a lot of you have either a mother figure or either a mother that literally is able to trick you and pull the wool over your eyes. You need to pull that wool from over your eyes and start seeing things for what they are. And then all of you guys need to work on your powers of telepathy. Leo's got the abundance card. Okay. So start giving back to nature. Start doing that. I know that I put some acorn squash and a butternut squash and an orange out by a tree. Nature will, these are making offerings. And then also, stop looking at abundance just with what you see here. Start looking at the universe and start looking at the value within nature, and then all of your money and your abundance will flow into you. Okay. All right, guys, I gotta go. Thank you so much for watching the most stalked zodiac signs of 2019. I hope that this gave you guys some positive guidance out of the negative, because you should always turn the negative into a positive. Always. Now, like I said, some of these folks that you're dealing with, that, they still doing the same thing after those are enemies. I'm not saying that there's not real enemies out there, and I'm not saying that there's not real threats out there. Okay, so you just got to find out what that person is doing, what their intent is, and respond accordingly to what their intent is. All right. If you guys need to reach me, visit tarotqueenjamila.thedivinemommy.com. And I'll see y'all later. Love and light.